Hi there, everybody. Mondion Astral Oracles. I don't think I've ever come to you from a car before, so it's about high time because I do feel that a lot of the spaces and places I've been coming from these last years have been fairly interim, challenging in one way or another. It's been both very interesting and very difficult often to get things to match up. The practical simply being in a space where you felt you could go into a trance and I don't know, there wouldn't be like literal gypsies knocking at your door or crazy Mexicans setting off fireworks or American meth heads shooting off their handguns in the neighborhood or something. Like it's been fairly crazy. So just being here in a car down by one of our many deserted beaches here in the Baltic is fairly nice. And you may be wondering, I think I've been here for 2 months now. So what up with you, Mess? Like, are you just doing cardio and smoking too much pot and reading up on personality disorders in your parents' attic, or what up? And yes, it would seem that has been on the itinerary. But the overarching concern, and now I can kind of share it, is that I've been looking into to getting a job. And long story short, I wound up applying for a position as a substitute for a year maternity leave in a first grade at a Steiner school. I think you call them Waldorf Steiners in some places in the world, but that type of school that was founded by Rudolf Steiner. And that kind of transmorphed through a series of events and conversations, interviews into a permanent fourth grade position instead, which I get to fill in August, and the details are still filling out, and maybe I'll share it with somebody, and maybe it'll be a full position, and everything is kind of coming to place. But that is kind of the reality of it, and now they've assured me that that's happening. So I can kind of share it and tell you that that's what I've been setting up. I'm super stoked and excited about that in a lot of ways, and it's been it's been a very uncertain winter just emotionally. It's been very strange to think, like, what was I doing at home, and like, why if this didn't pan out, like, would I be very content with then having been spending 2 months here in Denmark jogging around on the spot, so to speak. So I'm very happy. I'm very excited about that, and chances are this is fairly random. It's down in the main city, in the municipality that I lived in before I left Denmark the last time, which is a very nice place. It's also very close to the Legoland where the main airport in Western Denmark is. So it's easy to connect to the rest of Europe, and it's a very nice place down there. I'm very excited about it. It also means I do have 4 months where I don't quite know what is happening yet. I have a lot of ideas. I am also kind of at a stage where I feel awakening is moving into, let's say, later stages. I can sort of feel like the stuff that's going on energetically is related a lot to my sacrum and my pituitary. And it seems that not only in my case, but in general, in a lot of people's cases, they seem to be sort of guided, led into the next stage, which is very much an integration, or we could say reintegration stage. So this essential structure of awakening, narratives, initiation, coming of age, which is falling out of. There's a very big old dog here, and he's very sweet. Oh, yes. So, oh, he's very cute. He wanted to say hi, but this is so this motif of falling out of reality and then coming back into it. Oh, that just made me very happy. It was like a huge yeah, you can see him out there. So that it's springtime here and equinox. So it is kind of this idea, that now stars are aligning, energies are aligning, and we're being led back into the world. That's difficult in a lot of ways, but it's also interesting. And it is matching up with the equinox. So of course, usually the energy updates around these things, and like the New Year update with the Arcturians, you can go back and see that, but that kind of lines up with Christmas or the winter solstice, right? And now with the equinox, I think let's have an energy update, and let us check in with the Sirians in the ninth dimension. I just like to check in with the Sirians. So thank you for letting me share an update about what was going on and what I feel was happy news. And I hope you weren't too distracted by animal friends showing up here. So much love to you, and I hope you're also looking forward to the spring out there. Yes, greetings. So we were the Nine-Dimensional Sirian Collective, and we are very pleased to be joining you. But we were connecting these threads and explaining to our friend here, as we were focusing and centering in our energy, that the dog friend that was oddly attracted to him, even though he found himself behind a car door, he found that this dog was drawn to his energy. It was sensing, registering our energy already alive in the energy field. And we are much connected to your dog friends, the dog star. We connect much to this guiding principle. It is these homely structures, it is the space of protection, and thereby also the healing arts, the sacred songs of the home and the hearth, those songs of the heart we bring forward, and thereby we also embody much of this protector spirit that resides in your canine friends. It also comes as a surprise to him, as he has been experiencing quite a lot of fond or harmonic resonance with many animals in the outside world. But dogs in particular have had the tendency often to react to his energetic disturbances with apprehension, barking at him, feeling uneasy, making him feel uneasy, setting the neighborhood on end. And so he was very happy, our friend here, to experience this magnetism that he exuded also on this protective, kind canine spirit. And let us take that as an example. So, as our friend here was rightly discerning, as we have been asked to bring you this energy update for this period between now your equinox and your solstice in this year of your time 2023, this cycle of a relationship to your star's light. In this time you are being asked to reconnect and go back into the world. And are you allowing for that magnetism to then take place? Because this is what many of you fear as an underlying obstruction to your awakening or to the enjoyment of it. It is that you don't allow for the magnetism to actually work for you. You have gotten so used to being in the world but not of it, also feeling like you had to hide your love away, so to speak, to exist in the planet. Now you may feel that your magnetism is coming out, it's shining, it's attracting people, animals, positive vibes to it. And that might be very lovely. Indeed, it is very lovely. It speaks highly of the harmonic resonance that you are listening and connecting to this message and these happy vibes we transmit in them. It speaks highly of your happy heart that you connect to these realities. But notice that there is an obligation in happiness. There is a commitment to sustaining what is positive, because it requires something that's sustained. Whereas what is negative, what is destructive, it is non-committal. It always has the opportunity to destroy and start over. It always wants to sweep everything clean. And so in that way, it's a privileged position. But it's privileged only in that it is better at creating emptiness. And whereas as fullness attracts you and comes into your life, begins to stream into your being and becomes reflected on the other side, you may find that there is a type of contract that you sign here. You give your heart away to happiness. There is a risk and investment. There is something departing from behind the walls and barriers you have erected. There is an emissary of the love you hold being sent out from your inner fortress and announcing in the neighboring villages to the other courts, in the other halls and palaces, that you are giving a feast, and that this feast you wish to see people draped in their finery, and you will deck the tables. You will bring forward your best as well, and there you will have a celebration. Isn't this wonderful? This archetype of the party, this great and deep festivity that's calling you forward. Notice the ball that's on offer, because life is a go-around. It is a ballroom. It is a series of dances, of servings, of dishes, of surprises, of acts, and of occasional, slightly unspeakable things and dramas going on in the back rooms that also make the party, the festivities, what they are, the surprising roundabout of the masquerade. So allow yourself to be a participant at the great ball of life, and allow yourself to be the one who has the surplus, who holds the splendor, who has the great resources to give a feast and know that life will honor it, and together this exuberant joy will grow. These are the energies that you can align with. You may sense these correspond then to a certain, let's call it decrepitude, in your social systems. So there's a type of metal fatigue moving into the joints of your structures. You may sense that these are giving way, and therefore you may also sense that there is this almost sensuality of the Last Supper about the enjoyments that you undertake, that you are aware that you will have to part from this existence and into a new life. And so, whenever you come together in these days, these evenings, know that you are both celebrating what has been, cherishing that, but you are also inviting in the new, the newborn, the reborn world through your own rebirth, through your own ascension into spiritual maturity, through your own becoming yourself. So we are right there with you. We are transmitting our love, our support, and our healing into you, and we transmit this harmonic frequency in order that you may connect to the divine tether that binds you into your universal self and keeps you flowing with ever-creating love streaming from source. Farewell. Yes, I hope that served you out there and that you have an enjoyable journey to the solstice. So much love to you out there, guys.